Hello everyone, Raijin Rising here with my reaction to Volume 8, Chapter 11. I don't know the title yet, I don't know the thumbnail, the description, the runtime. We've had a fun time not knowing any of those things. Oh boy, if you've been around. Uh... and, so why am I doing this? You know, even I don't know. I didn't know why I did the Volume 8, Chapter 1 or 2, reactions, you know. The first two episodes of this volume I did reactions to as well, and they were mostly just like one-time deals. They didn't mean anything, like I wasn't gonna react to the whole volume, and I didn't. But now here we are with chapter 11, and you know, honestly, reaction videos kind of just an itch I've been wanting to scratch for a while, so that's what I'm doing. And you know, especially now that we are in the third act, I'm expecting you know, aside from all the teases that the crew has done, like apparently anticipating this one a heck of a lot, to the point where Ren's voice actor, Neith Ohm, he tweeted back on Tuesday night, he's like, yo, don't spoil the next chapter, and he goes to bed. He went to bed immediately after that. He's like, I'm just gonna light this match, and so that's fun. We're having fun. I won't be having fun in like a half hour maybe, for all I know, but you'll watch this video and find out. So I'm expecting, you know, the Volume 8 third act setup chapter out of this, where it's just, we're at a point in the narrative where all of the like different factions that we have are poised to, you know, their second act like arcs have closed, the heroes are reunited, everyone is poised to be able to start fresh and attack this new conflict. But we have no idea how they're going to do that. We have, like, the only person who's said or done anything right now is Ironwood. You know, the heroes are together, Cinder and Watts are poised, and Neo is making things complicated a little bit over there. We have the heroes together with Nora awake, and the very moment that we left off, Ren and Nora have not reunited. Penny's still asleep. She won't be for long. I'm expecting her to wake up, and you know, hopefully there's already other conflicts by the time, or I don't know how it's gonna play out. But Pietro and Maria are adrift over the Solitas tundra, maybe even the ocean at this point. And Ironwood is a genocidal hombre with the Aesops and other Elysian subordinates in like Central Command just following orders. Like, that totally wasn't ever meant to be a Nazi parallel from the get-go. So things are looking great. Things are looking fantastic, Oz. Yeah, you know, and yet we can't predict anything, so I can't even like say where I expect any of these plot threads to go, because there's so many people who want to do X, Y, or Z that whether or not they'll be able to in this chapter is entirely up to who knows what. So let's get into it. Okay, and Volume 8, Chapter 11 is titled Risk. Tensions rise in the Shnee Manor as the reunited heroes find themselves backed into a corner. You know, I really didn't think that this chapter would have much of anything to do, or this volume would... Going into Volume 8, wow, did I not expect the Shnee plot thread to really be that big, and oh my gosh, it's like the entire second and third act, apparently. Well, I mean, at least from what we know of it so far. So, let's get going. We're finally actually seeing the Beringles. I've barely seen any of them so far.
What I've ordered. Mantel's gone.
You have 1 hour to respond.
I hope you live up to the title I gave you.
Oh, they've made friends to the point of hugging now. That's nice. From chapter 2. Oh god. Oh god, what's he doing with Winter? What's she doing with Winter now? He doing with Winter?
Of course he's not going to do it.
So what? He's bluffing? With the whole city?
Yeah,
It may finally push the kids to see reason.
Who cares?
Good. You're here.
yeah, he means it.
I need a squad of drones in standby to drop the payload.
Sir,
What
He-
for?
He meant it. Did you not hear
I
it?
believe I was clear in the broadcast.
Yeah.
If they give me a reason, I'm gonna remove Mantle from the equation. This is how we save Atlas.
Are you defecting? God.
You call this saving Atlas? Doing Salem's job for her? I believed in you! I thought we could work towards something better. But now you're throwing it all away.
If you don't shut your mouth, I'm going to do it for you.
Yeah.
This is what gets the children to cooperate. Then
Oh
it's
God.
worth it.
Either the Aesops are gonna fight each other, or
It's our
Ironwood's gonna
priorities.
just
Do you even
remove
believe
Meryl
what you're
from the
saying
equation.
anymore? Do any of you believe in anything?
He's not reaching for a
I
gun
used
yet.
to wear this rank with pride. Now I see it for what it really is. A collar.
Yeah, he's just gonna. Yeah.
You want a collar? Fine. I'll throw this traitor in the brig, where he belongs.
And it's the black gun, of course, which didn't used to be black, but now it is. Because he lost his other gun. And they're really honing in on the duality here. Is it on his robot arm's side, though? I think it is.
Okay, Ironwood wants Penny. Otherwise, Mantle is done for. So, how do we stop him?
Is the painting gonna be
Qrow
part
and
of the
Robyn
scene
are
this
still in
time?
his custody. And May said Atlas security drones are watching the crater. So, they're trapped too.
And Salem isn't going to stay gone for much longer.
So then,
Can you
it's
tell me
impossible.
rotating in my chair is out of
See?
stress?
If Miss Hero with all the answers doesn't have an answer, then we have ours.
Shut up.
Okay, then why don't you just leave?
Can we please
She
just
wants
give each
to.
other a chance? Emerald's not with Salem anymore. And Ozpin is back.
Is he gonna call some shots, though?
All of this doubt and worry and distrust, it isn't getting us anywhere.
Then nothing has changed! We're in the exact same place we were yesterday! Arguing over what to do while the kingdom waits to die.
Is she finally breaking, or is how easily will this be resolved? And here we go.
I'm glad you're all right.
Sorry. No matter how much I boost you, they won't go away.
Don't apologize. I got hurt doing what I always do. Just another ditzy move from Nora.
That's not true.
How would you know? We were supposed to be a team, but that didn't matter to you. When things went wrong, you pushed us away. You shut people out so you don't have to feel things that are hard.
It's true, though. God.
You're right. I should be apologizing.
Yeah, he's a lot more emotionally intelligent now, so he should
When
be
we
able to
lost
handle
Oscar
this.
and things got difficult, I said terrible things. I've been so angry at myself for not being as good as the Aesops, for what happened at Robyn's rally, for losing the lamp. I thought if I just focused on working harder, getting stronger, that I wouldn't fail.
Okay, I wasn't sure where he was going.
My
With the
biggest
we.
failing was as a teammate and as a partner.
Yo, Ren, what's up?
All water under the bridge, buddy. I'm, gonna go see if Klein needs any help with
Oh my God.
Ren, I just wish...
I want to know if that door is always opened both ways or not.
Why didn't you say anything? So we failed as a team, but we succeed as a team too.
I was the one holding us back. Not John, not you, me.
Well, you're wrong. All I do is make dumb jokes and smash things with a hammer.
What? That's not true. You put everything you have into what you do. You support everyone around you. You help without worrying about how it might hurt. And that's what I love about... That's why I...
Holy crap.
love you.
Oh my god.
When my mom ran from the Grim and left me behind, you found me. We became Ren and Nora.
I
But
can't stop
realized on this
smiling.
mission apart, I don't know who just Nora is.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I'm ever going to find out, then I have to do it alone.
I don't know about that
Because
one.
I've always loved you, Lyren. And that pretty head on your shoulder seems like it's doing a lot better. But I still gotta get mine sorted out before I can be the partner you need.
Oh.
Is
Straight
that
facts.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. They pink though. Let's go.
It's definitely okay.
Oh.
Boop.
How is that like the most... That's like the best callback thing.
Those hallway cameras on a loop.
He's really gonna do it.
Yeah. You didn't
Not
catch...
if we stop him first.
You didn't catch that? Yeah. Oh god, it's the murder boner. It's the murder boner again. Oh god. I don't expect this fight to happen this chapter, but let's see what happens. I don't...
There might be a better way.
I'm telling you, there isn't.
Well, this isn't just about you. It's about everyone.
I'm going straight up to the academy, and I am ending this.
Or we fail and people get killed.
He deserves this!
I'm trying to hear the score there as well as everything else that was happening. I'm not sure if they were like... It sounded a lot like
Listen,
the Volume 8 Chapter 9
I
tension.
get it.
Right when Hazel
You
was...
are hurting.
about to shake things
for
up.
a long time. But let's stop pretending that what you're trying to do here is for anyone but yourself.
It would help a
Oliver
lot of
was
people.
A lot of things. You respected him. But I gotta
He's
tell ya,
doing it for himself.
I think you're the better huntsman. Not because you were the one who walked away, but because you were the one who was fighting for what was right. Don't go telling me that's changed.
Who could that have been? Was that a detained Meryl, I assume?
You know, that giant hound kicked us around like we were nothing. But Blake said you and the Shanice managed to take it down. Still having to one-up your big sis, huh?
Let's
Did
go.
she tell you what it was? Underneath?
Yeah.
You know what that means then.
I wouldn't worry about that.
That's what happened to Mom.
Yeah.
When I saw its eyes, I knew. Salem used to kill people with silver eyes, like Maria. But she's always wanted me alive. Why would that change unless... when she met Mom, she learned she could do something new.
Ruby.
Yeah, this was relatively recent.
We shouldn't lie to ourselves. I wasted
Like Maria
our
would have
time
been
getting
before
Amity
summer,
up,
so this is recent.
thinking help
Yeah.
would come, but it didn't. And Amity fell. I was being childish.
You were being optimistic.
There's a
Look,
difference between
blind
naivete.
optimism isn't great. But no optimism means we've already lost. We need hope.
Yeah,
We
and
need
this is where
to
her
take
silver eyes
risks.
fail in
Mine
the opening.
didn't work.
It's still got a warning out.
The question is if they
Ruby,
can do
they're
this
not
volume
called
without her
sure
being able to
things.
use
They're
them.
called risks. And in case you didn't notice, my plan for Mantle didn't work either. But we got Oscar back. And did a lot more that was never in the plan. Mom took a risk the day she left. And I don't think it went the way she wanted it to. But she's still my hero.
Hurry!
God, what is happening here?
Can
Okay.
no longer be delayed.
So she just...
Penny, please!
How long did it...
Must open the vault!
How long did it take for them to fix the window in Volume 4? And she breaks it again.
Penny!
I think.
I must open the vault and self-terminate.
Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. And someone else is gonna show up and it's gonna be even worse. It's gonna make these even harder.
Got her! What do we do?
Yeah.
I must open the vault and self-terminate!
Do something!
Deconstruct her if you have to.
Tell me how to help
like,
you.
Kill me.
You can deconstruct her in a way that will allow her to turn back
I can
on.
make sure the power goes to you. Please. Please! I cannot fight it!
Yes, you can! It's just a part of you, remember? If you were only a machine, you never could have fought back for this long.
She's right.
She's right! Shine! Booster Aura!
Oh god. Oh god. I don't think it's that easy. It's just not. It just can't be. I don't. Ugh. Oh my god.
Did I stop the virus?
No.
No,
No, you didn't.
it's still there. But you've got an aura, Penny. A soul. That's who you are. Our friend. Not a machine.
Oh, but you know if Penny dies, Ruby will never use her silver eyes again.
I think you're wrong, by the way. I highly doubt you're in the same place you started. I mean, yeah, you guys have been getting your asses kicked. Some of that, my fault, but like, you're at war. You're gonna take hits. Look, I'm just going to be super pissed if you all finally decide to give up the moment I switch sides.
Switch sides, huh?
Exactly. Switch sides, huh?
Aww.
Or like, whatever.
I love the angst.
If you all wouldn't mind, I really think Ozpin would like to say something.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
Let's go! Let's go! I've been waiting for
I
this.
was recently
2 years.
reminded of an old fairy tale. A young girl flees the consequences of a choice.
Falls through the world.
To a magical place. But, having never learned from her initial failure, she only succeeds in spreading it. I failed all of you. I should have trusted you with the truth, and should never have run the day you discovered it.
It was rough, but
I think after everything that's happened here, we understand.
So this is still Act 2?
Trust is a risk.
God.
And I hope it's a risk you can take on me again.
Something bad's gonna happen. It has to. Yeah.
I can still feel it fighting me.
I can't just keep amping her forever.
And we can't keep Ironwood waiting.
Guys, she has to go to the vault. That's actually a risk we haven't considered.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
She'll do it.
The Academy entrance.
Okay, so where we're at right now, right? Where we are at right now is I'm gonna pause and wait for the voices just because it's what I do. Not like there was anybody different, except maybe like a different. Yeah, no, there wasn't even like a minor voice in this episode. Like, I thought maybe one of those Atlas guards from the beginning talked and it would be some Kirby member, but I guess not. So, I guess let's check for different. So is this like... Okay, I thought maybe they showed this already, but I guess not. And then, yeah, I think this might have been the exact same hallway from earlier, from chapter 3. I don't know, because I remember this part of it. Might just be all the doors look the same, though. Oh, did we not ever... No character head changes. That's BS. I know they shrunk all the heads. So... 5'7". Okay. Still, no. I'm willing to call this Act 3 because, I mean, at this point we do have the final battle, or we do have the final constructs in place, but no idea. Okay, so we've got Ironwood in a room with, let's presume, all of the heroes. We've got Neo, Cinder, and Watts who are going to go there. We have Salem nowhere to be found because she's still atomized. And I mean, so is Hazel, but that's not going to change. I'm interested to see where I think... Okay, so we don't know what happened with the Aesops after Marrow defected. There might have been a conflict, there might have been a battle, in which case he probably, honestly, let's face it, still would have lost. What they could do, they could open up the next chapter. If there was a conflict, I think they would open up the next chapter with Marrow telling everyone to stay while he bolts his way out of the elevator or something. I don't know, but I think he got detained already, so probably wouldn't have been able to happen. Especially if he needs to use his arms and he can't to say stay, he probably can't use his semblance. I don't know. So we can either assume that it's Marrow by himself, or we can assume that maybe it's Winter and Marrow. And if it is Winter and Marrow, then what we have is a Winter who still wants to detain him, or a Winter who does not. Right? Because, geez, Winter was really using these, like, big words about how loyal I am to you, sir, when she's been conflicted this whole time. So, for all we know, it could have just been, like, Winter putting on a front to Ironwood and the rest of the Aesops so that she and Marrow could escape together. and get out of there and start a new plan somewhere else. And if... Now, okay, but here's the thing. I don't... Let's go back to that moment.
Listen, I get it.
Okay, yeah, so that's not really relief. That's just surprise more than it is relief. So, I mean, not that they would have any reason to be relieved that Winter and Marrow are, defecting, but, more than anything, I'm assuming that it's just, I'm going to assume that it is Winter and Marrow, and that things are not totally as they seemed when Winter was with Ironwood and the rest of the Aesops detaining Marrow. I don't think that's where this is really going. Because we've seen, of all of the Aesops and all of those scenes, we've definitely seen them take a lot more prominence. So... And it is to be said that, regardless of the fact that we knew that Marrow would defect since, like, Chapter 3, especially him showing different facial animations that are very much, I'm not okay with this. Aside from him, you know, just being generally not okay with fighting, you know, especially at the end of Volume 7, Chapter 12, the fight against Team RWBY. We've seen Marrow... we've definitely seen at least Marrow's part of this coming, but we don't really know where Winter is. Because Winter's always been, it's the job. You know, we have a job to do, we're following orders. So I'm not entirely sure where to go with a lot of this. But that is definitely the plot thread that I'm most looking forward to, even besides, like... oh, there's definitely going to be a giant battle happening in the vault. You know, that happened in Volume 3, that happened in Volume 5, here we are in Volume 8, it's happening again, and that's not what I'm, like, interested in nearly as much. Because here we've had Qrow and Robyn developing as two characters while also doing absolutely nothing in detainment for the entire volume so far, and now they're finally doing stuff, which I'm so happy for. So at this point, honestly, at least in this very moment, I'm definitely a lot more interested to see where they go. Now granted, one of Penny's optimal paths is to give RWBY the powers. Now obviously she's doing a lot better, but I'm not really in a place where I see that it is too bad of an idea, at least in this very present moment. Because, like, it's a giant plot device, and, well, it doesn't really matter for Raven anymore. You know, who cares that Raven's a maiden now? It doesn't matter that she's a maiden now. But, you know, she'd be very helpful. And that could also be who they're staring at right here. It could also be Raven. It won't be. It will not be. But it could be. You know, foreign aid arriving in Atlas, which we have to assume there would at least be some. Like, I don't think the entire world would decline that message. We have to assume that there would at least be some. And it will, I think, be this grand thing that happens at the end of Volume 8. I see Volume 8 ending with foreign aid arriving in Atlas. Kind of the way that Volume 7 ended with Salem arriving in Atlas. At this point, I definitely see the battle at Atlas taking a lot more than just Volume 8. To me, like, there's still way too much happening, and I think that, like, at this point, even if Volume 8 ends with the relic being freed from the chamber, it's still in Atlas. They still have to get it out of Atlas, And even if Salem is atomized at the moment, you know, maybe Volume 8 ends with... I don't see Salem being gone for that long. I just don't. You know, I don't see Salem being inactive for as long as it takes to get the relic out and safe. If it does get out. You know, so I think that, at least in this present moment, especially now that the vault is front and center, I think in this present moment that Volume 9 is going to be the battle for Atlas, but now with 2 relics free. You know? Not that there's really that much to do with the lamp and if the staff is removed from the vault. I mean, granted, there's 3 things that happen with the staff. 1, nothing. 2, it changes course and it breaks Atlas free from the chains that are at Mantle, and it, you know, it's Ironwood's wet dream of a world where he can blissfully not deal with the fact that the rest of the world died to Salem. And 3, the villains take it and Atlas falls. So I'm not really sure that there's because it is being used to raise Atlas, that kind of prevents them being able to change it to doing that much else. Like, it can't... You take it out, Atlas falls. So, you know, as much as... like, as much as everyone is trying to save Mantle, Mantle is just taking L after L after L, and this volume's probably going to end with them all dying regardless, because the relic got removed, and they're all in the slums, you know? You know, we did see the Happy Huntresses again. At this point, they're just fighting to save Mantle however much they can, and they can't. They're 3 people. You know, there's more huntsmen down there, obviously, because huntsmen are just a thing that exists in the world. Crimson being one of them, but, you know, as we can assume. But this was not what I was expecting. And I mean, I guess that there is and there isn't a cliffhanger, you know. It's we don't know what the hell Ruby's plan is, right? Like, who the hell knows at this point? But apparently there's something to it. Not sure what. Okay, so... And that's another thing. Like, Qrow, I would assume, knows to go down to the vault and not up to the office. I think... I can't remember if he reached for the up button or the down button on the elevator, but who knows. But there is... This is definitely not what I was expecting, and I'm glad to hear that. Glad to think that, because, you know, you get PvP in Volume 3. You get the More the Merrier in Volume 5. You get, you know, Volume 6 with Stealing from the Elderly, and Volume 7 with, Chapter 10. And it's always, like, beat after beat of setup, 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 cliffhanger. And I'm really glad that this was another, you know, slower downtime chapter. I really am. You know, especially not in the least of which because we get this scene. You know, that was fantastic, and it was great to see Ren being an entirely different person from the person that Nora thought he would be. Hey everyone, I'm back. It's later in the day. It is now nighttime. You know, I first recorded the reaction at about, like, I don't know, 10 or 11 a.m. this morning, and I have not seen the episode at all since then. I did technically start editing the reaction a little bit, but as the day went on, I got the sense that I either didn't fully read into some scenes, or I didn't really catch them correctly. So I just want to make sure that I can go back and really actually react to what's going on. So the first scene is Ren and Nora. Their, you know, the connection that they make now that they can finally talk through who they've become, you know. And that was an amazing scene, but there's some parts that I didn't quite get. You know, I was just like, honestly, I was just like awestruck just looking at, like, just a smile on my face the whole scene, you know, just taking it all in. And it's an amazing scene, but I just want to make sure I go back and, like, understand the path that that scene takes through the characters' heads, to the point where Nora leaves with the, I need to, like, mentally separate myself from you for a little bit longer. So let's not be together just yet. You know. And then the second scene is Robyn and Qrow. I had gotten wind that there's certain things about Robyn's perspective in that scene. I think she mentions Clover or uses... I don't want to say uses him as leverage. You know, clearly there's some stuff that I didn't catch. Because, really, you know, what I got was just the end result of, you know, she's dissecting where he is as a person and what he is fighting for and what he is not fighting for, and why it's important that he should really be fighting for the right reasons right now. And that's kind of what I just took away from that scene, and I should go back just to make sure, just to get an idea, get a bearing on what the discussion has been through watching this scene again. So here we go. I'm going to react to that again.
Glad you're all right.
Sorry. No matter how much I boost you, they won't go away.
Don't apologize. I got hurt doing what I always do. Just another ditzy move from Nora.
That's not true.
How would you know? We were supposed to be a team, but that didn't matter to you. When things went wrong, you pushed us away. You shut people out so you don't have to feel things that are hard.
You're right. I should be apologizing.
It is just so great
when we lost Oscar and things got difficult.
Watching the standing that happens between these two people change so much in one scene.
Angry at myself.
Remember at first I was like, why is the screen tilting like this? Or not tilting. Rotating.
I thought if I just focused on working harder, getting stronger, that I wouldn't fail.
Yeah, so this is definitely, you know, this is volume 7. This is just press on, you know, that Qrow Yuri mindset. We just have to press on. We just have to see what difference we can make. And then that manifests at the end of volume 7 with the so at the end of volume 7, it's not really until then that we see that this brand of press on that Ren has is what the stranded scene in chapter 4 follows up with. That is that if we don't succeed, what the hell are we even doing? If we don't succeed, what was the point of trying? Again, to go back to that quote of futility, that there is futility even in death. there's futility in death and in failure. So, God, so much is said through so many different storytelling techniques in this damn scene, man. It's amazing.
But my biggest failing was as a teammate and as a partner.
All water under the bridge, buddy. I'm gonna go see if Klein needs any help with Penny.
Okay, yeah, and for this, man, Jean, it's, you know, I remember this dorky Jean. You know, I'm probably just forgetting a lot of things because, again, it's late, but I can remember Jean acting this dorky in the Beacon arc, in the Haven arc. You know, I think there's a certain level of I like your outfit too in Volume 7, Chapter 3 that hits that, but it's so weird to see this, like, really, I don't know what the word is, but, you know, he's really, really, really well put together in his Atlas outfit. People give him crap for his hair. You know, it was a fun joke at first, and I think it's really grown on me just as much as it's grown on him, or it is growing on him, right? But just seeing this sort of, like, well put together sense that Jean has now still being that same dorky self, it's fantastic.
Ren, I just wish... I mean, why didn't you say anything? So we failed as a team, but we succeed as a team too.
I was the one holding us back. Not John, not you, me.
Well, you're wrong. All I do is make dumb jokes and smash things with a hammer.
What? That's not true. You put everything you have.
Oh my god, that little... Oh my god, she turns away from him. Jeez. So many emotional beats in this damn scene. I'm losing it. I'm losing myself. Oh my god. And I remember, yeah, Jean had that same moment in Volume 1. You know, that was the opening to his character, is this doof who realizes he's a doof who does not want to be a doof. And, you know, Nora's kind of been in that same stage of her character for so long, and I think this volume is doing a great job at that, because, like, you know, Nora's always there if the writing needs to lampshade something, you know. Oh, you know, we finally get out of this house. Volume 6, Chapter 2. And, you know, I think that it would be a very easy thing to say that development of this magnitude coming this late into the story is cheap. And I do not think that with this, you know, or that it cannot be executed as well because it neglects certain things, or the fact that something like this could have been implemented sooner. So because it could have been implemented sooner, happening this late doesn't make it as worthwhile, or doesn't. And I can totally 100% see that argument with Cinderfall this volume. Absolutely. That's, you know, because there's so many different angles that they could have tapped into with her character, but the fact that they didn't have her backstory until Volume 8, Chapter 6 means that they could not tap into things from her backstory and give it the meaning that her backstory gives, right? Because she still says in Volume 7, you know, I refuse to starve, because that's what she did. Her entire youth, she starved. But, and that was still great, and that definitely teased certain elements of her character. But I'm getting a little too far off track here. Just the fact that Nora is going through this now, I think that on the flip side of it being cheap, the way that I see with Nora here is that because it has taken this long, that only adds to the magnitude of the seriousness that she's taking it with. You know, they've been fighting this secret war with Salem. You know, it's one thing if she carried herself through the Calamity Volume 3 with this, and Volume 4 is her going through this. You know, if I only just took things more seriously as a person, that so many things could be so much better off. But the fact that, no, it's Volume 8. They did it with Beacon, and then they did it with Haven, and now they're in the middle of doing it with Atlas, and everything is just compounding and compiling onto her, that it only makes it that much better for me, actually.
Have into what you do. You support everyone around you. You help without worrying about how it might hurt. And that's what I love about... That's why I love you.
Dude. The fact that he could have just as easily left it off with the first statement. The fact that he could have just as easily left it off with, that's what I love about you. And then he's doubling down on it. And really, you know, because he is going out on so many, I don't know, going out on so many limbs, but he is taking it as far as, like, he's being as genuine as he possibly can. He's doing everything he really needs to be doing right here.
When my mom ran from the Grim and left me behind, you found me. We became Ren and Nora. But I realized on this mission apart, I don't know who just Nora is. And if I'm ever going to find out, then I have to do it alone. Because I've always loved you, Lyran. And that pretty head on your shoulder seems like it's doing a lot better. But I still gotta get mine sorted out before I can be the partner you need. Is that okay?
Nora, honey, you do not need to ask anybody's permission here. Oh my god. Is that okay? Is the time that it might take me to go through who I am as a person, is that okay? That it's not time that you can have? Yes, it is, Nora. Jeez, oh my god, I love this. There's so many different wonderful emotional beats, and seeing how just this scene is simultaneously messy and so well constructed. And those two things are things that can coexist. Oh my god. Like, they are messy. Like, they are hashing through so many things. Their relationship is a mess, and, you know, they are so well going through so many different, like, emotional beats here that, you know, as much of a pain as this must have been to write to get to those beats, God, it hits them. I'm just gonna... Okay, about the pedals, I don't know how to take the pedals, right? I don't know how to take the pedal, because, I mean, you know, when they're first introduced, you got red, you got green, you got blue. I think there was some orange with Winter in chapter 7. And that's easy, you know, that's... Vine is calm, he's very much centered. Marrow's sad. The others are angry. Winter's conflicted. But then you get, I think, purple with Emerald, and now pink with Nora. And I think there's a certain sense of tranquility and love here that I don't know if the tranquility part of it is just the fact that there's nice petals blowing in the wind and that's nice to look at and it's tranquil, or if that's actually, like, I'm trying to parse through exactly what is happening here, and I don't know if I'm doing a good job. And I think what Ren is seeing here is that this is very much the Nora, like, the petals are reinforcing that this is very much the Nora that he wants to be seeing, that this is the kind of Nora, this is the side of Nora that he wants to be seeing. You know, maybe not like the selfish want of the want that he can have her as a partner, but just in terms of a side of her that is easy to work with, the side of her that is willing to work through things with him because she does love him. And I think that's what these petals mean. But I could easily be misreading that.
It's definitely okay.
Okay.
You get those hallway cameras on a loop?
Hold on, just while we're here, what is okay, those, I don't think those are actually meant to be legible. Dang it. I wanted to see.
He's really gonna do it.
Not if we stop him first.
There might be a better way.
I'm telling you, there isn't.
Well, this isn't just about you. It's about everyone.
I'm going straight up to the academy, and I am ending this.
Or we fail and people get killed.
He deserves this!
Listen, I get it. You are hurting. You've been hurting for a long time. But let's stop pretending that what you're trying to do here is for anyone but yourself. Clover was a lot of things. You respected him. But I gotta tell ya, I think you're the better huntsman. Not because you were the one who walked away, but because you were the one who was fighting for what was right. Don't go telling me that's changed.
Okay, so I see no issue to take with that, personally. And yeah, because what she is speaking to is just the perception of the job, the perception of what it is to be a huntsman, and the perception of what it is to be an Aesop. And who you're fighting for, you know, Clover being very much a fighting for General Ironwood person, and a Qrow being a fighting for the general humanity person. I don't see a problem to take with that. Now, I can understand, given the unfortunate circumstances that were, I always default to the word unfortunate for these kinds of things, but everything that surrounds Lucky Charms or fair game, because we absolutely, for some reason, still don't know what word to use for that. The idea of Qrow and Clover being set up as romantic partners, potentially, at least it coming from Clover, maybe not Qrow reciprocating, who knows? But I mean, I can understand those, but at the same time, this is definitely something that I definitely think Robyn was speaking to what she needed to be speaking to. I don't necessarily see that as needing to be about, because Clover only ever fought for Ironwood. He only ever fought for the perception of Atlas that Ironwood has. And he still would be. He'd be right there with Elm and Vine and Harriet right now. He would be right there with all three of them. So, yeah, I don't... That's my reading of this scene. But with that, there's nothing left for me to cut back to from the initial recording that I did earlier today. So with all that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this definitely much longer reaction than I think any of the other ones I've ever done, save for the beginning of Volume 7, when I was still figuring out how the heck to even do it in the first place. So here we are, like and subscribe, click the bell, where do you sit with really any of the events of this chapter? Hopefully you have seen the 5 takeaways afterthoughts review, because I am very much doing it, or I suppose I very much have already done it. I'll see you next time. I'm Raijin Rising. Have a good one.